Welcome to North Idaho Experience. In today's episode, Eric and I sit down with John and Austin from our real estate team to talk about their upcoming podcast and channel called The Next Ridge. It'll be all things outdoors and lifestyle in North Idaho. It's going to be a ton of great information. We talked quite a bit about John and Austin's time in the Army, deployed overseas, got some pretty impactful war stories today and some cop stories as well. I think you guys will find very engaging. So stick around to the end and enjoy those stories. If you guys are thinking about making the move up here, reach out to our real estate team. We are all former first responders and veterans, and we would love to help you make that smooth move right here in North Idaho. I don't want crazy.
Yes.
I want easy.
Yes. Yeah. Simple.
Throwing down's what I do best, buddy.
Yeah. Dwayne's a good dude.
Yeah,
he's solid. That's why we have a North Idaho Experience hat in China right now.
Fuck yeah.
Is that where he's at?
Yeah.
He's in prison in China now because he had his hat on. And
Too
much freedom.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Too much freedom.
For that government, it was far too much freedom. That'll get us banned. There it is, right there.
Dude, it was so great. The David and Annalie, they're two clients that I have down from Vegas that are moving up here.
Yeah.
And they had asked a question. They're like, "Hey, man, what? You know, we're seeing some stuff over in like Spokane Valley and on the other side of the border. Like, is there like a big difference there?" And I was like, "I'm gonna send you a link to a video, and you're gonna want to watch it."
Yeah.
And I sent him your guys' Washington versus Idaho video because I'm look, rather than me rambling on in a text message, like, check this video out. It's entertaining. You guys will like it. And then they watched it and they're like, oh.
Yeah.
Never mind.
It's like that.
Yeah. They're like, oh, so it looks like
it's usually a pretty easy conversation for me. I just start, when they say stuff like that, I'm like, all right, cool. Do you like guns and freedom? Mm-hmm. Oh, you do? Then you're probably not going to like the Washington side.
Here's your side.
Perfect.
Do you believe, as all of us at this table do, that the government is far better at spending your money than you are? Do you believe that it's going to causes that fall in line with your values? Would you like to give the government more than Washington State is for you?
That's
yeah.
That's where they're going to govern you.
Yes.
If you're a giving person, that's your state.
Absolutely.
I have like growing faith in Idaho because conversations like we had yesterday with Dan Finley from Kootenai Strong.
That was awesome.
Dude, there are some sharp people here that are value-based, faith-based, very conservative, super intelligent, and they have a vision for the future. And I'm like, okay, and they're young, right? These guys are going to be getting into politics like Randy Westland, or the new Post Falls mayor. You know what I mean? He's going to be in the game a long time. He's a young man, and I'm like, all right, we're building a base of solid politicians that are like-minded and open-minded, right? Like Eric and I talked about this yesterday. Yeah, you don't want people. I don't want people that are so far to the right that it's like, that doesn't work, right? That doesn't create public discourse. That just creates shutting down of everything. And it's not okay.
I don't understand the outright allegiance or commitment to being the right or being the left.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you guys tend to know where my values lie on the spectrum. But
you are on the spectrum.
100%. But no, I'm like a fiscal conservative, but I still look at each issue independently and provide a certain value set. I don't like the assignment, and then it creates this weird loyalty where I have to agree with everything.
For sure.
Yes. It creates division too, right?
Yeah, that's what they want.
Yeah. That's what legacy media wants, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Like you look at, if you were to put all the topics up here and you just start with, conservative, liberal, and then you just start going down, and then you can split off every little subcategory of that. Where, you might line up conservatively with somebody, but then all of a sudden you talk about religion. Yeah. And you're like, wait, everybody's different. You know, you have to be able to talk to people and see the other side of things. And
just be nice.
And just be nice. We can have a conversation and disagree and still,
dude,
be civil.
And I'm weird because I'm definitely conservative, but the one where people make fun of me and call me a granola or whatever, I am a firm believer in I wish we didn't have as much waste. I wish we didn't put as much shit into the environment. I wish,
liberal.
I know. No, but dude, because I told you what subs do. Man, warships and cruise ships are incredibly, like, we dump a ton of shit.
Literal shit.
Which that doesn't mind. The fish like that. You can actually hear him chomping it as he's getting pushed overboard. Like, I've heard it on sonar. Anyways,
That's
they
cool.
dig
Dude,
that
that's
part.
wild.
But like all the other stuff, right? Like some of the nuclear waste that goes over from cooling the reactors and stuff like that, or just straight up garbage. Like there's that part of me that wishes, I wish we could reduce our like garbage production. And I think there's fairly simple ways of doing it. Like I'm a fan of recycling reusable stuff, and I know it's going to be unpopular. But like I said, I'm very conservative based. But in that particular topic, I'm like, I could see being reasonable about that. Does that mean that everybody should drive electric cars? No, that's fucking stupid. It doesn't make any sense, right? Yeah. Fossil fuels are going to be a thing. Combustion engines are going to be a thing for a long period of time. But yeah.
Have you heard the new theory that fossil fuels are a renewable resource?
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, okay, that's a game changer.
Because they're finding these dried up wells that are filled up again.
Right.
And like, how did that happen?
See, I already broke my own rule, dude. Bob, beep out my F word, please. I'm trying to cuss less on the podcast.
You're doing
I
good.
apologize.
You've been very good.
Yeah, but when I hear that like families are watching
I
it,
know,
and they're
I'm
like,
sorry,
"Oh, my
kids."
kid," I know.
Yeah.
It's,
It's good
I'm
to
just gonna
harden
try
up-
to like a little bit.
I
right?
think it's good to harden the kids up a little bit, right? You're going to hear it in the real world.
Well, it was bad. My daughter yesterday, she's like, I don't think you can go an entire day without saying the SHIT word or the F word. And I was like, yes, I can. I can't even do it on recording. Yeah.
And watch me.
Yeah. You don't know.
What does a fish sound like when it's eating?
I'm wondering that too.
Yeah, that popped
Is
up.
it frustrating to just hear things and not be able to see them when you're on a sub?
It's weird. It's weird. Like,
Do you think you'd be better now if you lost your eyesight and later in life because your ears are tuned in?
no, 100%.
Okay.
No, dude, you literally wear headphones like this. My first at-sea watch station was Sonar. And it's wild because there's things in the ocean called convergent zones. It's based on temperature, salinity, and pressure. So there's like little lines. You have like the surface tension and stuff like that. And that one's like down to, if I remember right, 50 feet. Some sonar tech's going to chew me up. The next one's like, it goes to about 150 or 200 feet. And the next one goes to like 250 to 600 feet roughly. And then the next one goes from like 600 feet to 4,000. And what I mean by convergent zone is sound waves bounce off of them, right? So it like won't penetrate through the other convergence zone. It's like layers. It's almost like if you put oil and water in the same cup and how they separate. So then the sound waves go and they travel like this. So what's wild is when you're deep, right? Like you're below 600 feet and you're down there and you hear something.
John, you know what he's
like-
talking about.
Oh, man.
UAPs, bro.
Yeah. Yes. It's coming from the core.
Did you hear a lot more of these when you're in the San Diego area by chance?
No, dude, we were like, I was stationed in Guam. So where it gets wild is like you're above the Marianas Trench.
Oh, it's deep.
Yeah, and you're getting something like out of that deep, and it's just like the earth, like just growling, like weird sounds.
And
You're like,
Godzilla down there waking
what
up, bro.
in God's name is that? But the earth burps. Like there's a reason that, and it's noisy. They called them biologics then, but there's a reason there's a submarine testing facility in Ponderay because they use diesel boats and it's sonar testing. Because Ponderay has far less ambient noise than the ocean does. It's deep. Right, so they can go down to that low convergence zone, and then it's almost completely quiet. The ocean's noisy; you just hear stuff because there's volcanoes building down there.
And
you know,
I'm sure like
tectonic
that
plates
sound is
shifting.
just traveling
miles.
forever. Does
Yeah.
it just like keep going?
Oh, I detected another country submarine from hundreds of miles, but you're getting it on the sine wave, right? Like, so you're getting like a piece, and then the wave will come back, and you're getting another piece, and you're getting another piece, and then you're trying to put it all together into a.
Where's the deepest spot that we've been in the ocean? Do we know that?
It's
Are you talking
classified.
about? Are you talking about humans?
Classified? Yeah, humans.
I don't know. There were just some people that dove down to the Titanic. That didn't go very well for them. They were down there. They're still down there.
Yeah.
Oh, was that Titan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I feel
came
bad. Rest in peace. Are you asking like, here's what's wild? So
Like, do we know how deep it is?
the ocean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 20.
Well, we don't know beyond the ice wall, John. I know where you're going with this.
Well, no, I'm just curious about the ocean because I mean,
Are we flat earthing already?
No,
think
we're
it's
not
coming.
flat.
I think it's
no,
coming.
we're not going to go there today.
All right.
Today, I like that.
No, but seriously, do we know how deep the ocean actually is?
Yeah.
How
I think it's all mapped,
Soundings.
right?
is it?
dude. Yeah, soundings.
Okay.
A guy with a string out there just running. all the way
I can
down.
see that.
He's-
Yeah.
It's a long
He's probably
way.
still there.
He's
No,
got a big ball of lead. Just,
I mean,
I need more rope.
you guys were Army. Do you think is radar accurate?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like,
Yeah.
radar is pretty freaking accurate.
Yeah.
Like, they'd put you on targets and they'd be like, oh, damn, you're right there.
I mean, that stuff is nuts, man. Because we used to, so like the, you'd have the Black Hawk gunship.
Yeah.
And they'd load that thing up with rockets and everything. And then you'd have an Apache with the big recon ball on the top.
Yeah.
And so what they would do is they could come up behind a mountainside or a hillside, and that Apache, they're so freaking quiet. Like you're well dead by the time you notice it. Like if it's coming at you, they're super. It's wild.
They peek that little sight right over the hill, right?
They put that recon ball right up over
that'd be a creepy
top
shit.
of the hill.
So you come up over the hill,
if you even know it's there,
and then they fire a hellfire over, or what?
Yeah. So then the Apache comes up, gets that recon ball over, and then the Black Hawk will rock back. And just and launch them over.
That's so interesting. You think it's hard to fly like this with just your big old balls like dangling off the seat? That's
crazy.
That's so freaking cool, dude. Yeah. Like that stuff, man. It's just awesome. But my point of that being, like, if you think radar is accurate and you've seen it, fathometers are the same way.
Can you say that one more time, please?
Fathometers are the same way.
Fathometers.
Sorry. Shut up, dude. It checks depths in fathoms.
Is that similar to a gaydar?
Yeah, something like that. Okay. I've told you too many submarine stories, all right? But it's how you check the depth. So essentially, it checks the depth of the ocean in fathoms, okay? Like 1,000 leagues under the sea and Davy Jones and all that shit.
I can't even fathom such a machine.
Yeah, yes. But that's all that is it sends out a very light sounding, and then it reverberates off the ocean bottom.
Can I plug you for a second? I can't get over this. There's two things I can't get over about submarines. How many guys share two shitters? Excuse me, two toilets?
Well, it was 120 is usually on a fast boat.
Okay.
120 on fast boat, but officers use their own, and there's probably, 15 to 20
Let's
of them.
just say 100 guys sharing two toilets.
That's true.
That seems like a recipe for disaster.
All right. So you guys will get this. Okay, submarines are pretty much no different than Army dudes in the field. All right, like
I'm sure.
Extreme gay chicken's definitely a thing when you're underwater, definitely. But you're sitting there and everything's metal, right? Like because it has to be. You're on a sub and all that. So if you're sitting there and you're on the toilet, we used to wear these things called poopy suits, not just when we were in the can, but they look like garbage man outfits, right? And you have like a little belt on it, and it's got a big old, thick metal belt buckle on one side, like what you're wearing right now. So you've got that. So if you're sitting there, you drop that thing all the way down to your ankles, the guy gets next to you. There was a game for a long time where you'd grab his belt and you'd yank it up as hard as you could and then wrap it around your like little toilet paper holder.
No way.
So the guy's sitting there on the can and like his legs go shooting up like this and he's completely stuck and pinned in there. And dudes come up and be like, I got S on me. It was out of control.
The poopy suits.
Yeah,
I have to commend you. That was like the perfect time to use the analogy gaydar.
Thank you.
As he's talking about sonar and radar.
This is why I'm here.
That was great.
Advanced.
So the other thing I
timed.
can't get over is that Eric once, I'm so proud of the story of you, that you swam around a submarine, under the submarine, out in the open ocean.
And it's on a swim call. It's not that hard, dude.
You
It's like
tell me
60
it's not
feet.
that hard. If anybody out there has done that, please drop a comment. I would like to know that other people have done it.
I'm sorry. You
Yes.
swam underneath a submarine and up the other side?
Yeah, it's only 60 feet. Because they only draft like
60 feet down?
Yeah, 60 feet down and 60 feet across. Like, and because we draft from
Absolutely.
In the
keel,
open ocean.
No,
from,
thank you.
from
Right.
keel to the top
Great
of the.
white sharks bouncing off
Or
you.
it's worse on
Pirates.
the surface.
Did
You're
you
all
have
just
fins
sitting
on?
there. What?
You have fins on?
No.
No?
Nope.
Man,
So,
that's
but
even
dude,
more
it's-
impressive.
Right?
That's very impressive.
No, it's impressive. Dude, I swim under my Yamaha and I'm like, I'm fucking
All right, if you actually look at like what it drafts, because if you're at the surface, it's probably, I'll bet it's 45 to 50 feet because you've still got the surface. It's round. You can see a picture of it over there, but it's 60 feet by 60 feet, and then your mast is 30 feet tall.
Bro,
So
it's huge.
Yeah, but like it's the going down 60 feet that I don't
once
like.
you commit, dude, and you get to the bottom, it's not that big of a
you
deal.
hit the apex of that curve at the bottom. You're sink or swim, dude.
Oh, yeah.
That's good analogy.
So
Do you just like
180
follow it around? Are you like holding it? Like
Oh, I have my eyes open, like you're on the ocean.
Is there anything you could get sucked into?
No, there's ballast tanks down there, but and those are open because how those things like surface and then dive is it's an upside down cup. If you put a cup in water, it holds air. So you just have air pressure at the top. So if you want to go up really, really fast, you use high pressure air, you blow out all the water in that tank and you'll come shooting up. So
is that when you see them like
yeah,
like a whale?
yeah, when they breach, which is super cool. Like
That's
it's
badass.
because you suspend for a little while. But when our sub crashed, there's actually 10 ballast tanks on a submarine. There's 3 forward, 2 aft, but they're split in half. So it's like 1 alpha, 2 alpha, whatever. 5 of the 6 tanks in the front of the sub were compromised, and 3 alpha was the only one that wasn't. And if it had been, then we wouldn't have come up because we would have been negatively buoyant. It's wild.
Dude. Okay, so then is that just like it? Y'all just hang out and start drinking and be like, well,
Right.
There's no booze, so there's no drinking.
well, that's unfortunate.
We always joked about that, and we're like, so if like you hear the torpedo and you know it's over, do you just grab your favorite sonar tech and you're like, sup? You know what I mean? Like, we're going to the fan room.
I don't know that if that's what I would do if I were in that position.
No.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever make alcohol on board, like Pruno, like prison juice?
No, we talked about that a lot. I'll tell you what got sold a lot though was chewing tobacco. Oh my god! Like I didn't chew tobacco on one underway. I was trying to get all my qual cards signed off, so I went and bought like chewing tobacco and just held on to it for a little while. And then later on, man, people get pretty desperate. I was like, so you got time to do some signature? You know, I was like, no, you don't. Oh, no big deal. I'll just take these over there. Oh, come on back here real
So
quick.
you've always been a hustler.
100%, dude. That was just
Oh, that was like in the field, man. When we were out on an FTX, like 3-4 days or whatever. Not underway as long as you were, but like, oh yeah, MRE meals become a form of currency.
Oh yeah,
And then same with tobacco, cigarettes and chew.
yeah.
I could see that.
And if you're smart enough to bring it with you, and I'm sure now it's got to be different. It's probably all like,
Vape pens.
yeah,
and-
yeah, douche flute reloads, you know, and then probably energy drinks. You know what I mean?
Probably. Yeah.
No offense to anybody out there that douche flutes. It's fine. It's totally okay. Super masculine.
I love it. Oh my goodness.
Because I know Cage listened to this and he does it. And he could probably whip that.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
My
Cage,
boy, though.
Cage just got called out.
He's a good dude.
Austin, you were on helicopters, flight medic stuff, right?
Yes.
You got any cool stories? I've never heard you tell any wild stories, bro. You just keep it tight in, don't you?
Yeah, because I don't feel like they're that cool.
No?
No, I don't know. I guess like we flew into combat zones,
Yeah.
picked
that's
up
kind
people
of
that were hurt.
That's kind of, I mean, it's not cool, but that's an exhilarating story, right?
I remember-
you and Dave were talking medic stuff one day, and you're like, oh, yeah, I've done that. I can't remember what you're talking. Were you talking about like a crike or something?
Yeah, crikes and
You're like, oh, yeah, I've done that. And Dave's like, damn, Dave only did it one time on a dead guy. And it was,
fruitless.
yeah, yeah.
No, I
What
think
the hell's
like,
a crike? That sounds like a racial
like
slur.
a cricothyroidotomy. I might fuck that up, but
Sounds good.
it's,
F that up, bub.
Yeah, beep it. It's where you you have a compromised airway. You can't get an airway in their mouth or anything like that, or like if they have maxillofacial trauma, like their face is caved in, something like that. You have to get an airway and you cut a hole in their Adam's apple and then put a intubation tube in there. It's like a smaller one, and then you just inflate it.
I've always believed I could do that with a Bic pen. Is that a reality, or am I dreaming?
No, I guess you could. If that was like, dude's gonna die.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Do I have your permission?
if I'm going out,
Okay, I'm in.
give
Like,
it.
bro, it's just a fucking
wait till I'm like,
flesh wound.
wait till I. Don't do it yet.
Yeah.
I'm still breathing. Okay, you just let me know.
Yeah.
No, I guess like I don't know. I remember like when we were, like when it got real for me, went over there. Like at first, like it was like, okay, we're like in this country, like this is okay, going out on a mission, and then so we're all on comms with the pilots, and the pilots are talking to the guys on the ground, and I can hear everything in my helmet, and I hear the pilot talking to the guys on the ground, and then I can hear gunfire in the background. You know, and you're like, oh, okay. Like,
Yeah. Oh, we're going there.
So this is it. And yeah, I don't know. I don't think anything. And we had some interesting missions as a whole, as our unit. I don't know. It was a good time. I learned. So when I got into it, I was just a regular medic, and I was in the Guard. So I was at our annual training at Camp Ripley in Minnesota, and I get one of my NCOs comes up to me. He's like, "Hey man, Charlie Company 2 the 211th, the Medevac unit is deploying, and they just lost a medic, so they need somebody, and I put your name in the hat, so you're going to board for the spot." And I was like, "What?"
How old were you at that time?
I was 20.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I initially got into the Army, I enlisted when I was in high school as a junior. Went to basic training between my junior and senior year.
No shit. That's cool. You come back to senior year, you're like, you pussies.
Dude, there was a sense of
I
like,
could see that. For sure.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm like, well, because like and then I started football practice right away when I got home, right? Like we started 2-a-days, and man, I was like,
There's nothing.
yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
I'm in the Army, dude.
Yeah.
I thought it was so cool. So then after I graduated, I went to finish my schooling. But when I got in, I wanted to be a scout, a Calf Scout. And so, because that was the unit that was in our hometown, I just wanted to be in the unit in my town. And turns out I'm colorblind. I failed that. What do they
The
call
bubbly
it?
letters
Yeah,
thing.
the Ishmael-ish something test.
Yeah.
Yeah, I failed that horribly. And then they do like the red-green colorblind testing. And with that one, it's a white light and a green light and a red light. And it's like a little stoplight. And I swear it was like, I don't even know how big, like the size of a piece of gum, you know? And they stick this thing across the room for me. And I'm
boy.
okay. And I failed that. So then they're like, well, you can't do that because you're colorblind. I'm like, okay, what can I do? And my recruiter, this is actually, I didn't think he was looking out for me, but maybe he was. He was like, you know what you could do? He's like, you can get into aviation, dude. He's like, it's the Cadillac of the Army, which he was correct about that. He's like, we need aviation operations specialists. And I'm like, explain what that is. And he's like, well, you know, you work with pilots, you do like flight logs and plan, you know, it's cool. It's like kind of like air traffic control. I'm like, okay, whatever gets me in my foot in the door. He's like, just get your foot in the door, get in, and then you can, you know, usually it's easier to move around. So
I was sold on that too.
yeah.
You want aviation electrician? Go to Submarines, then you can just transfer out. Then you get in, you're like, no qualified submariners are allowed to switch at all. No.
Dang it.
Awesome.
Fucking liars, man. And so I go to the school for this, and it's down at Fort Rucker, Alabama. And that is a miserable place if you've ever been.
No.
Dothan, Alabama is right outside of there. And I mean, that was my first experience in the South, you know, and like the football, like their football stadium in this city is their pride and joy. Like everything else is run down in that town, but that football stadium
is on point.
Sick. Yeah, turf. Like, I mean, like,
dude, my buddy's in Ohio. It's like that. Like every small town has this awesome, badass turf field and stadium. It's like where all of them go.
Yeah,
it's cool,
dude. And
turf fields. That's a sport called football. That's
is it that round ball?
Yeah,
or
it's like team
ball?
sport. Yeah,
sport ball. Yeah.
I'm into the sports. You know that.
You just like beating other grown men. That's what you prefer. That's what you like to do.
Well, I was on the receiving end of that this morning, so yeah.
I went through that school, and it was really awful. It was not exactly. It is not what he had said. You're actually in the bottom of the tower, not at the top. Air traffic controller is a totally different job. I'm in the bottom of the tower doing flight logs.
That sounds absolutely horrible.
Yeah,
You don't look like you're built for that.
I was a desk jockey, and I was like, I don't like this. I was like, okay, so I got to get through it. I get back, and I had to be in for 3 years before I could put in, like, to switch jobs.
Yeah.
Well, thankfully, my time started in 2017 when I enlisted. So I had like that kind of deferred time while I went through basic and then AIT. And so I only had to do that job for like a year.
Was it 07 that you enlisted? Not 2017.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
Wait,
I'm like, no, this ain't happening.
That was 07. Wow. Yeah. That wasn't that long ago, actually. No, yeah. 2007. Wow. So I put in a request to transfer jobs. Like, I was like, what am I going to do? How can I get to a line unit? Because I wanted to be in the infantry or Calf Scout. And like, how do I get there now with, you know, my deficiency? And well, it turns out you can be a medic and be colorblind, which doesn't seem.
Yeah, but the logic,
the
logic behind the colorblindness always blew my mind too.
It doesn't make
like,
any sense.
The SEALs are that way, and it's like you can't be any form of colorblind. Find me a scenario in which that would limit you entirely.
Yeah.
I can't tell if it's a red light or green light. Well, one's on top, one's on the bottom.
Probably,
you know what I mean?
Probably just diffusing, right?
Yeah, I guess. Well,
if I'm in that position.
in that unique scenario, I'll be like, hey, Seth, can I use your eyes to tell me what color this wire is?
That's
like,
true. That is true.
Hopefully, I'm not doing it by myself.
Right.
Right. That's true.
Or like if you're pulling into port, I know there's like green lights and red lights, but none of those dudes are driving anything. Like, I don't know. It kind of blew my mind. As you're otherwise qualified and you're surviving clearly, like what is it about that would limit you in that particular role?
I think maps, like reading maps, I don't know. I don't even know how that, I mean.
No, like a contour line's a contour line.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. There was either way. So I found out I could be a medic, so I switched over. I changed jobs. I went down to San Antonio, did the 68 whiskey course, got medic qualified, and then I got back and thinking I could get into a line unit, because I was like transferring out, going to go to a new job, maybe get a new unit. Nope. They put me right back in the same aviation brigade, headquarters brigade that I was flight or aviation operations specialist in. So now I'm a medic doing flight physicals. Now I'm just like I'm like a medic in the office. Like I'm a hospital medic.
We doing hernia checks, dude. Just be
How
honest. Come on.
yeah,
intrusive.
Blink twice if you did hernia checks.
Yeah.
Oh god damn.
Yeah.
That's cool. Did you make eye contact when you're doing that?
I mean, you should.
Okay.
It's respectful.
Yeah. I thankfully didn't have to do a lot of them. But we'd have to do like all the pilots and flight crews, like annual physicals and stuff. And like, I'm like, dang it.
Yeah. Highly trained individual.
Here I am again.
Nice.
And so, but then it all kind of came back full circle because I was in the aviation headquarters unit. That was one of my NCOs that knew that Charlie Company was deploying and they needed a medic. So honestly, everything happened for a reason, right?
Yeah.
It put me where I needed to be to do that.
So was your training like same level as a paramedic for a fire department?
Yeah, like so we go through. It's weird. So like in the military, you get trained up, and like your scope of practice can be whatever your superior will says is okay. If you're trained on it, usually you can do a lot higher level things than what you could do in the civilian world. Like what I was able to do was like flight paramedic stuff. But on the civilian side, I was an EMT basic. So like I could give oxygen.
What's
and
that
transport.
like? I've talked about this with Dave before. It's one thing, like I'm looking from a cop perspective. I'm at a car crash, I've got a civilian that's terribly injured, you know what I mean? But I can disconnect my brain from that, right? I have no relation to them. Yeah. But to see another cop in uniform or a firefighter who's hurt, like that changes the game for me, right? That's more relatable. Is that I mean, everybody you dealt with was pretty much
military age male.
Right.
Yeah. And like honestly, in my tour, we worked really closely with MARSOC guys. Their QRF usually staged in our hangar. Well, at least at the base that I was at in Farah. They would stage in our hangar. So we got to work closely with those guys. They were out training up the ANA and A&P guys to do like POTP eradication and stuff. And so it was cool to work with those guys. I know.
Why's BEA here, man? Fucking weird, bro.
So like those are the kind of guys we're working with. And thankfully we didn't have to pick, like I didn't personally have to pick up a lot of Americans. There wasn't a huge presence of them at that time that I was there in 2012, 13. There wasn't a lot of missions going on that weren't like the MARSOC or SEALs or like SF dudes. So it was a lot of picking up Afghanis. So then it was a little different too, because
easier.
Yeah. I mean, hard in a sense that they are very, resilient to narcotics.
Oh, interesting.
Because they smoke a lot of opium.
Okay. Yeah.
They do a lot of drugs. So then you're like, you're pushing drugs, you're giving morphine, and it's not working. And then you're like, okay, giving more and more and more, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, too much. You gotta
scale it back.
You got to Narcan them back.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know. Saw a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I think the things that kind of stuck with me the most were one mission in particular was a little girl. She was like 8 years old. She got blown up, and the whole left side of her face was all burned and charred, and like the whole left side of her body. And so we picked her up to do this transfer, and her dad is riding with, and her dad, we had intel that her dad was possibly a bomb maker, and this is how this incident happened.
Oh.
And so, like, man, I was like,
Did you throw him out the door?
I want it. Oh, dude. And that was just what we knew, like, or thought we knew.
Yeah,
This
so
was
not
like
confirmed, yeah.
not confirmed, but I still had this just angst and anxiety. And like, man, I looked at my crew chief and I was like, keep your fucking eyes on this dude. Like, if he makes one move, just shoot
Oh my
him.
gosh, he fell out. He fell out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But like the way she was, we had her in the back of the aircraft. So her left side was facing the back of the aircraft where he was sitting, so she couldn't see her dad. And then she just like, there's just nothing I could do to console her, and like that one stuck with me.
Yeah.
That one was
sucks.
tough.
Kids are tough, man.
Yeah.
Kids are tough.
Yeah, it just tears at you a different way, you know? Like, and I mean, there was, I mean, the gory Afghani guys, I mean, like, those dudes that were tough. Like, I mean, we'd had dudes that, like, lost both their legs, and they're just like, oh, damn, dude. Like, he's like, yeah, they're tough. I mean, they're tough, dude. They live in a tough environment. And they're pretty
Yeah, they're a little more
resilient.
hardened.
They're a little
than your
hardened.
typical American, I would imagine.
Yeah, but we would drop them off. So the goal was that they'd start taking care of their own people, and they had their own hospital. And I'll never forget, we transferred a guy up to the hospital to drop him off, and the guy was on a ventilator, so he was being intubated, and we had him on the machine. But when we flew in, I can't remember the name of the base with the hospital on it, but we're flying in, and it's all Afghan run, you know. So we're flying in. There's like dudes just bebopping around the air landing pad with like M16s, just like just staring. And then like they're all stopping and pulling out their phones and like taking videos. And I was like, oh, this makes me really uncomfortable. I do not like this. And so we land and we get out, do the patient transfer. And we have to take him off our ventilator because we're not going to give him our ventilator, right? So now we're manually bagging him. And we bring him over, and everyone's just staring at the helicopter. Like nobody's paying attention. I'm like trying to do the patient transfer, telling it like, you got to bag him. Like, he needs to breathe. He can't breathe on his own. You have to continually bag him. And I will go back to the aircraft, and by the time I get back, I turn around to look, and he's just sitting there on the like gurney.
Oh, I'm guessing he didn't survive.
And I'm like, so I run back over there because they're all just taking pictures, and I run back over there. I'm like, you got to bag him. Like and they're like, oh, okay. They load him back. They load him into the back of the ambulance, and nobody gets in the back with him.
Oh my gosh, dude.
And I'm like,
Sorry, guy.
I tried, bro.
I tried, dude.
Dang.
I was like, my damn. And we're flying. And I'm like, we need to get out. I don't like this place. Yeah, I'll never forget that. Yeah.
A little backwards, huh?
Yeah, a little bit. But
And John, you were at a totally different situation, right?
Yeah, it's actually funny. We were actually in Afghanistan at the same time. Yeah, same story though. Yeah, I enlisted when I was 17. So I had my parents sign and all that, did the whole delayed entry program. I didn't go to basic though during my senior year.
You weren't that cool, huh?
No, I wasn't that cool. I went right after my senior year. So yeah, I went down to Benning, did the whole infantry thing. Yeah, and the docs, man, like you guys are like our bros. Like everybody
loves Doc.
Everybody loves Doc.
Everybody
man.
loves Doc.
So yeah, I got in 2011, and I spent pretty much all of 2012 in Kunar province. So I was RC East up by Pakistan.
How old were you at that point?
I was 19.
19 years old. You know what I was doing when I was 19? I won't tell. Well, I'll tell you when you get a
Yeah,
little bit older.
yeah. All right, perfect. Yeah. No, so I flew in. We were up in Kunar province, and dude, like day 2, I got my CIB, my combat infantryman's badge, and what that means is you've engaged with the enemy. Day 2, yeah, dude. So we
welcome
in,
welcome
man.
to the show.
It was a gunfight, and where we were was such a weird place, man, because it's all mountains. It's actually gorgeous country. I don't know, like where you're at RC West, what it looks like,
beautiful.
but.
Can you appreciate it while you're there? Did you ever like stop? Because
Oh, dude, absolutely, man.
like you're there for terrible, like an awful reason. You know that your life and your buddy's life could be taken the next day. Did you ever sit back and you're like,
no, I did,
this
man.
is still incredible.
Seriously, dude, I have a story about that. Like, I'll talk about like the best cup of coffee that I've ever had. I'll get to that, but yeah, dude, when we got there, I was just looking around like, this is just gorgeous. There were snow-capped mountains all the way around, but yeah, when we got in our first tick, troops in contact, it was like, holy fuck, this is legit. And like, I never once, like, some guys get like that whole condition black and all that, kind of just freeze. I'm like, no, I was like ready to go, right?
Yeah.
So
I've been training for this.
Yeah, dude, and it was fun. But it's like the first 3 months of my deployment was strictly, we were in a little fishbowl, as I was saying earlier. So mountains all around us, and then we have the Kunar River flowing by us. So we did everything at nighttime. All of our operations, every single mission we went on was at nighttime, because during the daytime, Taliban like to sleep too, bro. And not a lot of them have nods. Some of the guys do. But we did everything. The guys that we replaced, I believe it was 227. They were out of Hawaii. We replaced them, and like, bro, we lost 6. I think they lost 5 or 6 guys during the daytime.
That's fucking heavy to walk into that. No.
Yeah, I do, and I know
dudes that died there, right?
So yeah, let's fast forward to my first night ops, man. Actually, first night op was going outside the wire. We were just doing some recon stuff. But our first actual mission going to the next village up the river.
How's that feel like the first time you step outside the wire?
It's
And you're
fucking
like,
weird, man. Yeah, it's freaking weird.
Is it like going into a game where you're like, all right, trained, ready, like you're with your boys? And
I pretty much, man. Like, I don't know how to really describe it. It was just like, you're just kind of amped up, dude. Like, I played a lot of fucking Call of Duty. Excuse my language. When I was in high school, man, it was like, because my dad and my grandparents, every male in my family has been in the military, whether it be the Army, Air Force, or Marines. And I didn't go in the Marines because I thought they didn't get the GI Bill. I would have made a great Marine.
Yeah,
you would have too.
You told me your ASVAB score. You would have been a great Marine.
Yeah, I would have been a great Marine. But dude, all I ultimately wanted to do was be a Green Beret.
Yeah.
That was my entire goal in life. I just wanted to do it. My dad brought me to Saving Private Ryan when I was 5 years old in theaters. That's serious, yeah. Legit.
Desensitize them young.
And then, and then I saw Black Hawk Down. Obviously, every dude saw that. I'm like, dude, Rangers, Delta. But I'm like, Green Beret, bro. There's something special about it.
Yeah, but for you, that had to hit a little different. So your first time going on mission was like a crucible for
dude,
you.
It was weird.
This was a rite of passage in your family. Like that.
And it wasn't like a crazy mission, dude. We were just going outside the wire doing some recon stuff, dude. Nothing crazy.
Like the non-crazy missions are still like those ones go. I guess you
never
know what you're going to run into.
I was just more concerned, like with my nods, just like where are we going to get hit from? Because there's a village just down from us that was extremely black. Like they did not like Americans at all. Straight up, they support the Taliban, all that stuff.
What you should probably define when you say extremely black. You're talking about the clothing, right?
No, sorry, that's the town where we just called it. That's a black town. Like they
blacklisted.
Yeah,
that's not a racist comment. People.
No,
okay, they are North Idaho. Settle down.
They were straight up like they support the Taliban, all that stuff. But either way, so my first mission, like actually going out on convoy and all that, and headed up the river. We're doing our op order and all that. And again, I'm 19, dude, and I'm 6'5". They put me as a gunner.
Like up on top?
On top.
Bro, your whole upper body.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm dead. I'm totally dead. And we are the first vehicle.
Yeah.
So
what'd that cover? Like up to your belly button?
Dude,
for me, you wouldn't even see my eyes behind it.
It's ridiculous. So I'm running
like a meerkat up there.
I got a 50 cal as my main, and then I got a Mark II 48, which is a Saab that shoots 7.62. And to my right, I had that. But my first mission, dude, we're going over it, and I know about the 5 or 6 dudes that were killed in a MAT-V, and that's our vehicle's a MAT-V as well.
Yeah.
And I just start throwing fruit cups down. I'm just eating, the fruit cups?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm just throwing those back like shots, dude.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many I had, but I had a ton. And then we finally get in our MAT-Vs and we go Redcon 1. Like, we're ready. Everyone's ready.
Yeah.
So Redcon 1, we start going up, and it's at nighttime, and I'm looking through little PVS 14s, a single nods, not the dual.
Yep.
And I'm looking through that, and it's not a paved road. It's just it feels like a Forest Service road up in Idaho Mountain.
And you just ate your weight in fruit.
Bro, and I'm bouncing around, and now I'm getting super motion sickness.
Yeah.
This is where really motion sickness. And I have my, we're all mic'd up.
Yeah.
Right. And I got my team leader directly below me, and then I got my doc to my left, and then my squad leader up front, and then my driver. And towards the end of this thing, like I'm scared shitless. Like there's so many enemy positions. Like,
So you can't take it all in, right?
No, you can't take it all in, dude. And now I'm just bouncing around looking through these nods, right? And occasionally I'll throw
those will give you motion sickness. Like if you're not used to it and you're getting bounced around, that'll jack you up too.
Zero depth
So
perception.
100%. So I ended up throwing up. I'm just gonna skip to it. I threw up everywhere. And I had my mic in my mouth, or next to my mouth.
Yeah.
And my squad leader's cussing me out. I'm all down my leg on my team leader, who scares the shit out of me. Really good guy, but brand new private, you know. So I'm like, gosh, this is horrible. But the messed up thing though is that turret. Eventually, we went on a couple other missions later on. That turret was broken, bro. I was literally, and to this day, I don't understand why we even went out. But that turret, I had to hold that thing with my entire core. And when that 50 cal wanted to point a direction, bro, I'm just spinning. My noodle cord for my comms, spun around my body, snapped. I didn't have comms.
Is that while you were shooting? Like while you were in?
No, this is just a mission.
Normal.
At nighttime, we're driving. And I'm at one point, I'm doing 360s.
Like a tilt-a-whirl.
And then there's another time I'm literally pulling security on my platoon sergeant, who's the second vehicle back.
Yeah.
And he hits up the mic. He's like, "Why is Fontaine pulling security on me?" And they're like, "Yeah, his turret's broken." I'm trying to get this thing back to 12 o'clock.
He was like, "You know why?" He's like, "F him." He threw up on me.
Yeah, dude, it was. So the first 3 months of my deployment was just night ops. We were just going to the village. We'd set up for the day. We'd push down a little further. Some nights we actually got stuck in a village for like 4 nights because of the rain. It was so bad. There's like no visibility and all that. And I remember sleeping under my Mat V. And dude, I woke up. I was using a rock pillow.
Yeah.
I'm laying there and I wake up and I'm like, I feel a little wet, and sure enough, it's just pouring out still. And I have water. I'm laying in a puddle.
Yeah.
And then just scoot over a little bit more, get out of the puddle. Went back to bed, dude.
Yeah.
It's hardcore stuff, dude. It was cool, but I'm gonna take a drink of water.
What a way to freaking grow up.
It was crazy, man. Yeah,
that'll grow you up real quick.
And I really grew up because only 2 months into we lost our LT. We lost Lieutenant Thompson, and that's where I was like, really like, this is fucking crazy, man.
Was that on a night op or was that in the fob?
That was actually on a night op. They went out and staged out, and then early in the morning. So you ever heard of Green on Blue?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Same thing. So Taliban was in an Afghan army uniform and he assassinated him point blank right in the morning.
Damn. Dude.
Yeah.
So he was entrenched in their group and
they're just all
executed him.
Yeah, exactly.
Did the guys immediately turn on him? And
no, they did, but he took off, and then it was planned. So as soon as that happened, dude, they started getting hit from. This was second platoon. So, dude, Lieutenant Thompson was just an incredible man. He was enlisted, then went officer. So he's
Mustang, man.
Dude, yeah, and he's just a stud in the gym. We'd do CrossFit workouts together, but this is only month 2 in, man. And then so we actually went to refit, and then we had his funeral at Fob Bostic, and we had the funeral and all that. And I remember we had the nighttime, the vampire schedule, because we did everything at nighttime. We sleep during the day, still pull guard and all that. But I remember laying in my bunk, and we were going to take off the next day to head back to Boston or to Cop Pearl King. And dude, we got hit with a recoilless rifle, and it hit our 155 ammo, our howitzer pit. Dude, blew that entire base up, bro.
Really?
Loudest explosion. We all got bumped from our beds. We got thrown up, dude. It was freaking crazy, dude. And again, this is like month 2, and I remember going outside and there's just freaking debris everywhere. Everything just got destroyed, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, they literally hit the howitzer pit.
Yeah.
Like our 2 guns were destroyed. I think 3 dudes ended up being KIA in the howitzer group.
Yeah.
How many people total were in this fob?
So this one, a fob is fairly big. Okay. I'd say there's probably a couple hundred people in that base, and like the para rescue guys, the Air Force, the Pedro, they stage there a lot of time.
Divas.
But I remember this.
They're so good at what they do.
I remember this first sergeant coming up to me, and he's like, "What do you think, Fontaine?" You know, and like month 2, man, I'm like, this is so real. Like now, I'm really scared, dude. Yeah. Like what just happened? Like LT's dead. My buddy Gavin got shot. Sanchez got shot. And I'm like, fuck, I have a long way to go still.
Right.
You know, so really just kind of focused in, and then luckily enough, I shouldn't say lucky enough, but we went to OP Barilai for the remainder of our deployment, and it was a really cool spot. So if anybody's listening, seen Restrepo or Hornet's Nest, same concept, man. We were up on top of a mountain providing overwatch, but the funny thing is there's more mountains above us, so you're not really at the top, but we're just providing overwatch, man. We got in gunfights like every day. A lot of gunfights. And
really?
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
And it's weird because, I mean, after a while, you're like, what are we doing here? You know, I'm still 19. I turned 20 in Afghanistan.
You're just like kicking the hornet's nest almost, right?
Yeah,
you know it's going to come.
Because, it's going to come.
You got a big target on your back.
Right. And they wanted us out. Like, our whole entire mission was to train the Afghan army, tactics, weapons maintenance, and all that, because our area of operation, all coalition forces were leaving at the end of the year in that AO.
How many guys were at that one?
We had about 20 dudes.
20 dudes?
Yeah, it was just first platoon.
That's wild.
Yeah, so it was
I imagine after a while, man, like you kind of lose sight of the mission and you just are looking out for your boys.
Yeah, dude.
Like you're in this and you're just like, oh, I got your back and like we're going to make it out of this.
That's it. Yeah. And I know they wanted to overrun us because it was overran, I think in 2009. OP Barilai was
that after you
this
were there?
Was before
you were there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was there in 2012. But yeah, back to that cup of coffee though, the beauty of Afghanistan. So there were still snow-capped mountains, and I think it's like June at this time. And my team leader, he's like, "Hey, Fontaine, you want a cup of coffee?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll take it." And it was just black, but dude, it was in the styrofoam cup and all that. But I remember sitting there just overlooking the valleys and the river and the mountains, and it was the worst cup of coffee. You know, it was so shitty, but it was also the most beautiful, best cup of coffee I've ever had in my life, dude. I'm just like, man, I'm 19 and I get to experience this and be here with like my boys.
Yeah.
You know, so we went through some shit. A couple other guys lost their lives and all that, not from our platoon, and our just a different company and all that, some IEDs and all that. But dude, that my entire time up on that mountain was just gunfights, dude. A lot of gunfights, a lot of helicopter. Like the best helicopter pilots, in my opinion, are the Kiowa pilots.
Yeah, dude, those
guys were fucking hardcore, bro. Like the 82nd guys. Dude, when we first got up there, these dudes were literally flying low in between the mountains. The crew, the second, I don't know is there two pilots in those things? Mm-hmm. So the other pilot at one point, they went Winchester, meaning they ran out of ammo on their big gun. I think it's a 50 cal.
Yeah.
But at one point, we're like, I think we're still taking pop shots. You know, we're talking to them. He's like, no, it's just my other pilot. He's just shooting at a dude right now with his M4.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Like, I'll get you boys a beer.
Yeah.
Dude.
What was your favorite gun to shoot there?
The 240.
Yeah.
Hands down, dude. The 240 is the most badass gun. And that's why I lost my hearing.
Yeah. That was literally my next question.
Yeah.
So thank you for jumping to that.
So we had a really good tick. Like, it was badass. They were moving. And I don't know I think it was the Taliban, but you weren't just fighting the Taliban over there. You had the Taliban, you had the HIG, which is, I think they're like prior military dudes. And you know when you were getting hit by them because they talk their guns. And what I mean by that is like you become from over in this direction, and all of a sudden in a different direction you're getting hit.
So constant.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're conserving they're talking guns. Yeah. But then you have like blue-eyed, blonde-haired dudes, man.
No way, that would trip me out.
Yeah. They're like, you got to watch out for, I don't know what country.
Had to be Eastern European.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. But just like contractors, bro.
Mercs.
You know, and then you just and then you have
weird.
local. Yeah, and then you
That's
have
weird.
Mm-hmm, and then you have locals that just hate you. You know, which you can't blame because I look back on, and we could say that for another time, but I look back on our whole time there. It's like, why? Yeah. But man, yeah, it was wild time, dude. It was beautiful. Yeah. It was a lot of fun. I lost my hearing with a 240 on Halloween. Yeah. It was actually the day before Halloween. I have it in my journal. But we were in a super good tick, and these guys were moving up. They're coming up the draw and all that, and we're just launching 320, 40 mics down in this draw. We're getting hit with Dishka rounds. It was intense, dude. And I was doing barrel changes on my 240.
Oh, yeah, because they get white hot. Yep.
Mm-hmm, yep. And they can warp, and they can cook off rounds.
Yeah.
And so at one point, I remember just kind of like getting super dizzy and falling over, you know. I didn't put my hearing pro back in, but we just kept going. But dude,
that's a TBI.
Yeah,
that's what that was.
So, anyways, yeah, a lot of stuff, a lot of gunfights. But the best part about this deployment, dude, was the end. And we had to, and people might be pissed off about this, about their money and all that. But we were leaving, right? I already said that. We're leaving that area of operation, and we had to get rid of every single thing of ammunition, explosives. we're not taking with us, and we're not giving it to the ANA or the Taliban. So we literally lit up that entire mountainside all night with our white phosphorus mortars. We blew up all of our claymores. We threw all of our frags down. We shot every single 50 cal. Dude, it was glorious. The mountain's on fire. There's 50 cal rounds, the trace rounds bouncing off the mountain.
It's like 4th of July,
dude.
Yeah.
It was incredible, man. It was so beautiful. And then after we were done having fun, the Chinooks came, picked us up, dude. And I remember putting my nods on, the Chinooks coming in, and then loaded up. And I was, now I'm 20. I turned 20 up there. And then we took off, dude, and we just dipped down, flew over the river, and then it took about a month to get home.
Yeah.
Not even old enough to drink yet.
No, dude, not old enough to drink. No.
That's nuts.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was cool, man.
What was it like? I got a question about that. Like, so you guys were on a base, and they're constantly trying to overrun. It's gunfights every day. Obviously, they have casualties too. Was there like a mutual respect where they'd come collect them at certain points?
I'm not entirely sure, man.
Yeah.
And it was weird because we were fighting. It was like Ghost almost.
Yeah.
Because it's big country, you know, and there's who knows how far some of those spots are shooting from, especially with those Dishka rounds and all that.
So it's hard to see them.
Very hard to see. You're pretty much just guessing, dude. Like
Yeah.
most of the casualties, and we had ICOMs. I think I've told you guys about this before. ICOM is our radios picking up, intercepting theirs, and we had a terp. But you could listen. He would tell you like what's going on. It's like, hey, dude, like you guys are pinning them down right now. They're talking that one dude's pretty much going to be on fire from the white phosphorus and all that, and from the Willie P rounds. It sounds like, oh, you got one dude over here in this general direction that's dead, and his buddy's talking about it. So, but I never saw anybody go out and collect them.
Yeah.
You know, because it's such big country.
Did you know when it was going to pop off? I mean, if it's day to day, or would they vary their times?
Yeah, you'd see, especially when the villages, like when people would stop moving around.
You're like, all right, here it comes. All right, boys. Go grab my helmet.
Yeah, dude, because you're sitting there, you're using all your tools that you have. Like we had a huge spotter scopes and that, and we go in on the village, and you'd see people out doing their thing every morning, and then like it would just get like people wouldn't be moving around. Right. And then it's like, all right, shit's going to get weird here a little bit. And sure enough, you know, it just happened.
Right.
Yeah. It was
weird.
Yeah, it's weird, man. It is. But
unique perspective. I always say that life's about perspective. And
Yeah.
that's a hell of a unique one.
Especially at a young age.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like every single day. Like there was a week, like during Ramadan and all that. Dude, it was awesome, man. Like not a whole lot going on. We were just working out, having a good time, still doing our job and all that, providing security. But I remember we got really bored, and I've told you this story, Seth, but we had our Mark 19, which is a 40 mic, and we're like, let's maybe we can start something. Not saying we want to, but we're like really bored right now. Yeah. So we'd put a single round in the Mark 19 and just like put it at an angle, like, all right, let's see if we can hit that tree way over there on that mountainside, right? And thump it. Yeah, dude. It got really fun. But
Well, it's crazy. Like, there's a fighting season there. Like,
when the pass opens.
Yeah. Like, in the summer, that's the fighting season. Mm-hmm. Like, when it's warm. And then when it starts getting cold, that's when they all start surviving. Like, there's like, okay, we're
go from fighting season to survival.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
But, like, we got all the weather there. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was everything. We got snow. I remember when we were in Shindan. So when we were in Shindan, it was a bigger base, like we'd call it a flagpole. So, you know, it's just a bigger base of operation. Whereas like when I was at Farah, it's more of a FOB style. It's a lot smaller. But anyways, which was odd because when we were at the big base, so we had our own compound, Medevac compound. So we like had our own shower trailers, our own, like we had our tents and like our whole little compound or whatever. And so if you've ever seen the movie Lone Survivor, you know, when he walks in and like it's a hallway of like plywood doors in that tent, that's exactly what our tents look like. So we had these little wooden rooms. But a storm came through and there was a hailstorm and like golf ball size. Ooh. And being in a tent was was wild. Like I thought they were gonna come through the tent. It did on the end. I can't remember who was down there, but they're the last room on the left, and the seam gave out, and they just started getting pelted with hail. But yeah,
This is not how I go down.
Yeah.
This will not be it. But it was I mean, I had the opportunity to be able to see things from a helicopter. And so we'd be flying around because we'd still do, we did a rotation, 3 days on, 4 days off, if I remember correctly. No.
Must be nice.
Yeah, like firefighters, bro. Wow.
Honestly, yeah, we had a.
You're like, yeah, no big deal. I was just fighting every single day. It was great. I
Yeah, I know.
enjoyed your time.
We had
Experiences made difference.
we had vastly different
Yes.
experiences. Yeah, we would do like you would start first up, second up, or no, you were first up, second up, and then second up, first up, and then you were like on standby for 1 day just in case they needed more, and then you were off for a few days because you're running. I mean, you're essentially like a firefighter schedule, right? Like you get a call because these guys are out doing night ops and they get into tick, and now we got to go pick them up.
How far are you flying? You know what I mean? Like outside of that base, hour, more, less?
Oh gosh, that's we had so our Medevac unit we deployed as a company, and our whole company was spread out on RC West. So we were like we each had like a ring of coverage that kind of overlapped. So you just anything in that ring you'd pick up, and man, honestly, I don't even remember. It was so long ago. I don't remember how far that ring was. But we, like I said, we picked up a lot of ANAs because they had a nasty habit of flipping those Hilux trucks.
Yeah.
They would be packed in like sardines in the cab, and then as many as they could fit in the bed. And then they'd just be driving like idiots.
And flip it.
And they'd flip it. And all of a sudden we get a 9-line, and it's a mass cal for a rollover crash of Afghan army dudes.
It is literally just like being a firefighter.
Yeah, dude, it was wild.
Dealing with car crashes, huh?
Yeah, I'll never forget with man, the MARSOC dudes they're just a different breed of animal. They're so freaking tough.
Yeah.
And like it was cool to get to hang out with them because their QRF would stage in our hangar while their guys were out running missions because we'd be the first to get notified of troops in contact. And so then they could start getting spun up right away. I'll never forget they had their Hilux trucks that they bombed around in, and the back of one of those things was like stacked to the top of AT-4 rockets. I mean, like cordwood back there, just like to the brim. I'm like looking at it. I looked at this guy. I'm like, you guys use all those? He's like, oh man, we popped those things off like candy, man.
So speaking of different experiences, like those guys had a whole different experience, right?
Oh yeah. They one of the nights they had a green on blue attack at they had a little cop outside of our base where they trained all the ANA guys, and that's where Eric Christensen and David Sonka and K9 Flex got killed out there, and it was we got the troops in contact, and what happened? Yeah, same thing. One of the ANA guys just freaking grabbed an RPK and opened up on those guys.
I would at the first time that happened, I'd be like, fuck these guys, I'm out. Sorry for the language. Like I understand that's the mission to train them, but like that would make me so distrustful of any of them.
There's three.
Absolutely.
There's
I have no blame for you feeling the way you did when you came back, because when you get to a point where you're like, why are we here? They're literally turning on us. Like one of the worst losses you had was that. Was the green on blue, and it's like, F you and F being here, right? And it's not everybody there.
No,
like,
I worked with a lot of good Afghan guys.
Yeah.
Dude. Like the securities, like they hated the Taliban just as much as us, right?
Well, what happens too is they get turned. The Taliban will get a hold of their family. Like, sometimes there is the Taliban will dress up like an and do that too, or sometimes it's they get a hold of their family and
what are you gonna do?
We're gonna essentially, if you don't do this, you're gonna die, but we'll spare your family if you do this.
Yeah.
Because he did. Yeah, that guy. I remember. So we picked him up, and there was 2 KI. Oh no, Sonka was KI, and then Eric was shot up pretty bad, and he ended up dying on the operating table. And then the third guy, we got him stable. And the dog, Flex, was killed right away. He sent the dog right away, and then the dude opened up on the dog.
Damn.
But I remember that was a gloomy day.
Yeah.
Because it was close to home for us.
Yeah.
You know, like these guys, we've been working with them, and like it was close. And then you see them all, right? And like, it's you know, obviously they're special operations too. Like they're tight, and so we all lined up to when we had to fly the bodies out. You know, and we all lined up and paid our respects. And I remember talking to them. I'm like, we all felt bad because you know we did all we could. But it just wasn't enough, you know. And I remember talking to him, and I'm like, "Did you get the guy?" And he's like, "Yeah, we killed them all." Like, and they went out on a war path after that.
I think that
I get it.
I was going to ask you about that when you lost your LT. That next mission, you just have to be like, that's where I'd almost want to be.
Yeah,
because you don't want to sit there in your thoughts.
Right,
doing
dude.
just like, all right, let's go.
But unfortunately, dude, like. I mean, they were looking out for us, like our leadership and all that, and then like, what can you really do, and like, who do you trust in that area? So they actually sent in a SEAL team. We woke up one day, and this is when we're actually up at OP Barley at this point, and I'm sitting there, and my time was from 4 a.m. to like 10:30 a.m. where I was on my battle put position, and I'm sitting there, I'm hearing a pretty good gunfight going on and explosions way down distance away in the valley. And sure enough, it was the team. I don't remember which SEAL team it was, maybe SEAL Team 3 or something, but they were out there and took care of business. And
just laying hate.
They did their thing and figured it out.
What's your guys' take? Having, you know, because you said there's a lot of good Afghanis there too that hated the Taliban. What do you think it was like after we withdrew?
Bro, I don't know. I have no idea. It breaks my heart knowing, like, I don't know if they're alive, man. Like, what's going down? And there's extremes on every measure. Like, there's great people, right?
Yeah, of course.
There's great. Afghanistan used to be an amazing country. The Arabs, and a lot of Arabs were Christians, but then the extremes, this Muslim culture, or Islam, I should say, came in and just kind of destroyed a lot of that, dude. Dude, I wonder, man. I had a guy, and we called him Bam Bam. He was a little retarded kid. I'm straight up, he was retarded, man. It was awesome. This dude walked. No, he was cool, man. He made, dude. He made like our missions fun because he carried around this driftwood that looked like a gun. Yeah. He made it a sling. He'd come up and he'd bang on our armor vehicles, our MAT-Vs and our MRAPs, asking for candy or 50 cal brass for whatever reason. I think they like make jewelry and all that. But at one point, I remember Bam Bam coming up to us, and now he had a bag of Snickers. I'm like, where the frick did he get this bag of Snickers from? Well, what he did is he hopped up in the back of one of the MAT-Vs, and shame on the gunner for not seeing this, and went in our lieutenant's bag. It happened to be our lieutenant's bag.
Yeah.
What are the chances? And he was passing out Lieutenant Shantz's Snickers to everybody.
Did he figure it out?
Bro, he got his ass kicked by a security guard, an Afghan cop.
Yeah.
Bam Bam, dude. I felt so bad watching it, dude. He got his ass handed to him.
Really?
Yeah, dude. It was bad. But he was just like, dude, he made those those days, man. Just seeing Bam Bam coming up with his little driftwood and his piece of his sling and all that.
We used to.
That better describes what you said. It was this little retarded kid. It was awesome.
I had a picture.
Okay, it better describes it. Okay,
I'm so mad I don't have my hard drive.
Yeah.
I had a picture of Bam Bam.
Damn, that'd be cool to have.
Dude, I know, man. Freaking Bam Bam.
I would like to fast forward to what you guys are doing now, because that's a big topic for what we're here to talk about. But by fast forwarding, we're skipping a lot because you guys were both cops after you got out. And that's another story for another day. But now you are on our real estate team. You guys are the outdoors side of us. You live the life that we all want to live, but don't have time. So
that's true.
You're wearing the swag, the Next Ridge podcast. That's really something we wanted to talk about today, is what you guys are doing right now and the outdoors side.
Absolutely.
That will be the Next Ridge on this channel here. So you guys can enjoy that. What's the premise behind that? What are you thinking?
Man, so then I don't know.
Well, it's all started with you guys. Like, hey, I think you guys should do this. I think it'd be really good
Because you're out there anyway, right?
Right.
You're
It's a good platform.
You guys send back pictures, and you already are doing a lot of social media with your time in the outdoors. It really highlights North Idaho, Montana, too, of like what it's like to live up here. Because we got a lot of people moving up here that are, hey, I want to, they are hunters. They want to be hunters. They want to be outdoors people. You guys get out there.
Yeah, check out John's Instagram if you haven't yet. There's some great footage out there.
Appreciate that, man.
No, it's cool. It's super cool. It gives you an idea, and you guys are just going to talk about a lot of that stuff, too.
It's going to be fun. This whole thing's going to be essentially just be a tribute to the lifestyle of living in North Idaho, man. And like we spend a lot of time in Montana as well. So that's what this whole thing's going to be about, the outdoors. We want to bring on some really rad people to talk about some adversity in their life too, man. Not just strictly outdoors, but like some stories, dude. Like,
get deep.
Stuff,
I love
man.
podcasts when you get raw emotion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, not to say that's what it'll all be, but that's what we'd like to get. And,
Well, there's so much value in sharing stories, right? That's how humans transferred information for thousands of years before we had all this dumb technology. So, I mean, just sitting here listening to you guys tell your stories about Afghanistan is like, I can listen to it all day. I love it.
Yeah, I can see emotion when you guys are talking about it. And honestly, it's weird. Like, it can be really healing.
Yeah.
Like individually, selfishly, sitting here, behind a microphone and talking about it. But you get other people that are doing the same, or if somebody's out there and they're really struggling, there is something very healing about Idaho.
Oh yeah,
Definitely, man.
Right.
I hear from so many people that move up here.
There's an
I felt
energy
it myself
here.
too.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
it's something special here, man.
And that's where we came up with the next ridge. It was like we were kind of brainstorming, like, okay, what do we call this? What do we want to call it? And what do we call it? And we just like back and forth. And then the next ridge got brought up. It's like, you know what? No, that fits because honestly, it relates to hunting. It relates to life, like moving on. What's the next ridge? Like, because you should always be moving forward. Because if you're stagnant,
It kills.
it kills. Like
kills your soul, dude.
Yeah, you got to keep moving on to the next ridge. So that's part of it. I think that's the premise of how we came up with the name, anyways.
Dude, and we've done it, man. Like leaving our comfort zones, and
we've all done that.
We've all done it, man. Taking that leap, right? So,
I mean, you guys owned an archery shop for a bit, which was a cool adventure, and gave you like a good skill set in business and archery. So,
right.
I learned a lot.
Yeah,
Learned a lot.
I think it's valid. It's I think public safety and military in general, there's kind of and I'll say this all the time, but I'm convinced the day I stop moving, I'm like a shark. You got to keep moving, right?
Sure, man.
Keep moving or you're going to die. And you're looking
absolutely.
to the next, like that next process. Or if you're in that rut or you're in that valley, so to speak, keep pushing to the next.
Dude, absolutely, bro.
Get it. And then oftentimes that next one's what gives you perspective that changes the way you think about life and makes you appreciate what you have.
Yeah,
so,
dude. I mean, look at the in the military and cop and dude, like complacency, and I've already mentioned this. Maybe I've said it before, but when the military and policing world, complacency kills, man.
Yeah,
100%, and then
absolutely.
it's the same thing like with your soul, dude. If you're not like growing spiritually, like physically, mentally, and all that, dude, that's gonna kill your soul, bro. And if you don't take that leap, if you want to do something, you need to do it.
Right.
Because if you stay stagnant, it's going to kill your soul and you're just going to become lifeless and you're just going to go through the same mundane, doing the same stuff every single day. And yeah, dude, it's...
We lived it, dude. I for a long time, longer than I care to admit, as a cop, I was like, I'd say this too often. I can't wait till I retire. I'm going to go do this. And I got to a point, I'm like, why the fuck? Why don't I do it right now?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah,
why am I waiting? I might die right. Who knows?
I heard this really good saying the other day, and it was, yesterday is dead.
Yeah.
Today is present, and tomorrow is unknown.
100%.
Right? And it's like, yesterday, that version of you is dead. It's already gone. You can't take it back. You can't do anything about it. Tomorrow is unknown. You don't know what's coming tomorrow. You may not be here tomorrow. All you have is today. And everybody talks about, wanting a happy life. When I'm going to have a happy life one day. I'm going to have a happy life one day. If you start changing your perspective and you have a happy day, because you don't know about tomorrow, you will have a happy life, right? Like if you focus on having a happy day every day, I mean, that's a hard ask, but overall, you'll have a happy life, right? Because you'll have more days that are happy than instead of, it's going to get better.
Yeah, well, you're bucking the trend, right? Because a lot of times I think it's I'm going to work so that I can do whatever I want. I'm going to prepare, and then I'm going to get this big break, and it's going to be Mai Tais on the beach. And I go, everybody thinks we're trying to get them out of public safety. We're not trying to do that. That's not it at all.
No.
But because if you're happy, man, and it's good, then we need great cops. We need great military members. But we just talked about this right before we went on the air. But, man, to me, what's changed my perspective is create a game that you want to play for the rest of your life.
Yes.
So that you
figure it out.
So that you can live in the moment and enjoy it and be appreciative. It doesn't mean I am constantly looking to the next thing, and I hate it sometimes, where I'm always like, I need to, I always have some freaking fire to put out. You know what I mean?
Literally every day.
Yeah.
Eric and I were just talking about this recently. We talked about this a lot, actually. It goes back to that create a game that you want to play for the rest of your life. Because even us, we're so busy as business owners, and like, Eric and I were like, I can grind for another 5 years. I can grind for another 10 years. And we're like,
change my perspective.
What if we can build a world
where it's not grinding?
that we're not grinding that much and still have success?
We'll always be grinding, bro.
Will.
Like that's in my bones. But I agree. But where it's fun. Right, where you're enjoying it, where you appreciate the grind. And some of that, I swear to God, it's purely just a matter of switching your perspective.
100%.
And I think what you guys are going to bring to it is this is a great place to change it.
Yeah, it is.
Change your perspective.
Yes,
I did.
Because you get out there, and I think your story about the worst cup of coffee you've ever had is amazing. But that's like where your brain flips. It's like, this place is beautiful. I can't believe I'm here. But that was a perspective shift, because other people looked at that and be like, thanks LT for the guy, never even thought about it again. They're in a place they hate. It sucks. It's terrible here. You take a moment to appreciate the beauty, and all of a sudden your outlook shifts.
Yeah, the art of noticing, right?
Right.
It's fun. I've had those moments like in the worst chaos you can imagine, where you like look at something, you're like, it's like, that's really cool. Yeah. You're at a scene of a fatal car crash, and there's dead bodies everywhere, and you look and you see a freaking bird chilling on a branch just doing its thing. And like, you take that moment of like respecting that moment.
Dude, it's funny that your mind seeks that in that moment of utter chaos, right?
Yeah.
It needs some kind of relief,
dude. I'll share one just because this is cop story, but people that listen to us will appreciate this. And it took me a while to process what had happened, but I was on dive rescue. We had a car in the lake at Fernan, and I went down and was part of the team that pulled 2 babies out of the lake with their mom, and it was intentional, and it was ugly, and probably part of the reason I was really passionate about fentanyl enforcement after that. Just ugly side of drugs. And one of the boys was the same age as my son, right around the same age at the time. So pulled him out, and I'm leaning up against my car, and my sergeant at the time comes over. He's like, "Hey, are you good?" And I'm expecting like pep talk. I was like, yeah, what do you say? Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah. He goes, "Okay, good. I need you to change out of that and go do notifications." So I change into uniform, and then I go notify the dad, who his first thing was, like, he hit me. Like, and I was like, "Dude, you get one." Like that, what are you going to do? So I had to notify him. It was worse notifying the grandfather, because he's the one that really kind of took care of him. But what was wild to me, dude, is I'm pulling in to do notifications after one of the craziest things that just it kind of in your face. At the time, I appreciate that you can process. To me, they're meat bags in the moment. Like, you don't even process it, right? Like, you're not even trying to go there. They're just, you're dealing with that. But the call I had right before was a lady lost her cell phone at the gas station, and it got stolen. Nothing call, right? Like typical patrol call. But all I could see on the surveillance, I went in to try to find it. A car, it was obviously like a, early 2000s model Chevy, and had kind of unique rims and whatever. I'm pulling in and do the notification. I'm probably a mile away from where that call was. And I see that car and those wheels. And why, in that moment, I ever wrote that plate number down, I don't know. But it bothered me for a while. But I was like, I'm going to write that plate number down. So anyways, I go do notifications. Probably the worst day I've ever had on patrol. One of those where my wife sees it on North Idaho News, and she's like, "Hey, is that you? Are you in the middle of it?" She's like, "You're in the middle of this?" And I was like, "Yeah. Just give me 15 minutes in the car. I just need 15 minutes before I go in and hug my kid." Like, which sounds messed up, but you just have to not detach, but process.
Process, for sure.
So anyways, the next day, I'm sitting there, and you're trying to figure out what to do with all this. I was like, I look at my notes, and I see that plate. Long and short of it, they did steal it. I went and I found it out in Rathdrum, but the whole time I'm going through the motions, and it was like the least tolerant interview I've ever had. Where it's like, you're going to tell me exactly what you did, and we're going to get this phone. Like, I know you have it. I'm done. Anyway, so ended up being the daughter of the RO, whatever. And I went and retrieved it. And I go to give it back to this lady. And the whole time I'm like, just mad. Like, just kind of sitting with it. And I walk into a car dealership, and she was working in there. And I hand it to her, and she, like, cries, like melts into me crying, like thanking me. And I'm like, are you serious? Like, you have no idea how serious stuff is. Like, this is nothing. Your phone? Like, really? And I was like mad.
Yeah.
Well, it was her, she had the last pictures of her dad on that phone. And he died, like 6 months prior. So that one took me a while to process, but it's weird. And that's where it goes back to, like, you don't know how your brain processes some of those things. And sometimes, and now I feel really good about it, but it bugged me that my brain even thought about that other stupid thing. But it's weird how it goes, right? Like, it's weird how it flipped, but it ended up being something that kind of helped me with it.
Yeah.
So I appreciate my ADHD brain.
We all do.
Yeah.
I think, like, that's the biggest thing with law enforcement, right? Is like you have to turn it on and turn it off every day, multiple, like over and over again, every shift. You're turning it on, turning it off. And I think that's where, like, this day and age with the culture and how much, like, these videos you see of cops doing stupid stuff, right? Yeah. But they need grace, like, because in that instant, you don't know if that cop who's obviously going overboard on somebody for something, and you're like, wow, he's just losing his mind, well, maybe an hour prior to that, he was doing what you were doing, or he was at a fatal car crash, and saw dead bodies, and he's processing that. And he or she just dealt with something so traumatic that people aren't supposed to see. Mm-hmm. And now he's at your house trying to rein it in and listen to you, complain about a civil matter, and then he loses it, right? Or he or she loses it. And now they're blasted everywhere on social media, and everyone's like, this is why cops are bad, and this is why they get a bad name.
You have no idea.
You have no freaking clue what that person just went through. Yeah. And maybe sometimes it did. Maybe sometimes we have all worked with those people who you're just like, no, that's just who they are. But that's just them.
Is it though, or was it like a long product of
exactly?
Trying to hang on and not having an outlet.
It's funny how you rationalize the things in your mind, because there were so many times I'd be on a crash and there's a body or whatever, and you're like, I would try to find a reason to make it okay. Like, okay, this guy's an OMG, he probably had it coming. He got smoked by a fucking big rig, whatever. Yeah. Like, I can turn it off. But there's some times when I just, like, I couldn't find the justice in it. You know what I mean? And those are the ones that would sit with me, where I'm like, husband and wife out riding motorcycles. Somebody made a mistake. She got killed. It's like, there's no bad guy in that situation, man. It's like, those are the ones that just, like, you can't shake. You're like, sometimes the world just seems fucking unfair.
A semi truck driver accidentally backs over his 3-year-old.
Right.
Like, what? And the sounds, like, you can't unhear the sound of paramedics. Like, it's that part's tough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that part's rough. But that's where there's those of us out there, and I think the old adage was, you don't talk about it, you suck it up, right? You just sit with it, right? You deal with it. You drink. That was kind of the old thing. Yeah. I'm super grateful that stigma shifted, and that, like, mental health for first responders and for military is now something that people look at like it's going to the gym. Like, it's okay, man. Like, what you see and what you are being funneled to is not regular. Mm-hmm. You're incurring a lot more trauma than most people would, so it's okay to go seek some help.
Well, I wish they would open up the door. Like, it's starting to open up more and more in the military world, where you see or hear about guys going down to do IDMT and ayahuasca. Ibogaine, and, like, they're going on this, and the results are profound.
Yeah.
I mean, we know people personally that have done it and have said that, like, that it changed, it saved their life.
I did ketamine when I moved up here. There's a doctor in town that does ketamine for PTSD, and it was, like, super valuable for me to have that experience.
That's the second time I've heard that in a couple weeks. It's another cop out here, and I respect her tremendously.
Yeah.
She said it was huge for her.
To flip this in a positive way, I know it kind of got dark there for a minute.
No, but it is in a positive way.
It is,
like,
but I want to go back to, like, how Idaho heals people, man. Like, I moved up here, and I didn't realize it at the time, but I was pretty broken from a few things that happened, and I got up here and I retired, and I was like, I just didn't even want to carry a gun anymore. And I carried a gun for 16 years of my life every day, right? Sometimes more than one gun. And I was like, I'm done. And a buddy of mine who's also a cop, he was like, dude, just chill for a bit. So I stopped carrying a gun every day. I was like, fuck it, I'm out. Mm-hmm. And after about 3 months, maybe a few more, I was like feeling a weight off my chest. And I attribute a lot of that to the lifestyle up here and the community up here, because it's a lot of people just like us.
Yeah.
I would say the highest concentration of people just like us anywhere. Sure. Yeah. And you just feel safe.
Definitely.
And after a few months, I was like, okay, like I felt pretty good. Mm-hmm. I started carrying a gun again, and I'm like, and I didn't feel that obligation. I don't know if obligation is the right word, but like I didn't feel like I had that huge responsibility of having that gun on me. Mm-hmm. It was just normal again, and now I've kind of eased past that, and I feel good.
Yeah, dude. There's an energy here for sure, bro.
Yeah.
There's something truly special. I can't say enough about Idaho, dude, and Montana, but there's something truly special why we're here. I think God brought us here.
I've heard someone say God is assembling an army,
dude. And dude, I've had this conversation. We had this conversation with TJ White at Movie, dude. Same conversation, but dude, between the vast wilderness, the endless lakes, rivers, the mountains, man, there's something like that's where I go to disconnect, dude.
We know it. Like you know, nature is healing. Everybody says it. Everybody that spends a lot of time in the cities or whatever, they get out in the woods. They're like, well, I feel better.
Forest bathing's legit, dude.
Yeah,
there's something truly special about it, and it's so healing. I don't know what it is, man, but I go out there and I enjoy being alone when I really need to disconnect. I'll go out there with my dogs and I'll just chill, dude. Like make a fire, sit by the river, dude. There's something. It's the simple things, bro. Just like a fire, bro. How like primal when us dudes are sitting around a fire, not talking,
just staring at the flames.
There's something there.
Because we've been staring at flames for thousands and thousands of years.
Yeah. Right, dude.
Something in our DNA.
There's something there, and there's something here, and the culture here is just so beautiful and powerful. And I think we're all energy beings, and I think we're all feeding off each other, dude. Like in a positive direction. Yeah. Idaho's rad, man. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. No. Seriously. This is and it's the highest like veteran, one of the highest dense veteran states.
Right.
And as much as some of the parts of Idaho looks like Afghanistan, it's kind of cool, dude.
Yeah.
Like Central Idaho, Frank Church looks just like where I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's wild.
It's special, man.
That's really what you guys are going to be highlighting with what you got going on with the next ridge. I think is that exactly. Mm-hmm. Like here's what we do to get our souls right.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
And show that off a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I know there'll be some people locally that push back and are like, don't share that. But I feel like we have an obligation to help people like us.
Definitely, dude.
Find that.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that's a perfect healing metaphor is you wake up out there in the Frank Church and you're out hunting mule deer and you realize when you were 20-year-old John looked at something very similar to this and how much growth has taken place since then, how much healing.
You want to cry, bro.
Yeah.
Seriously, dude. Like I get emotional thinking about it.
Yeah.
And then it's weird, like when you get out and you come back to the chaos of what we live in, and it's like you really do have the post-hunt blues are real, man.
It's real.
Or the post-camp blues, dude. Yeah. It's a legit thing. It's like, man, your soul, it does a reset, dude. And something switches when you're out there. It's like you're coming to your true self, in a sense, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
no, like you said, well, I know we're going to get pushback from people, but here's the thing. It's not a secret. Right. It's not a secret. There's so many.
And it's still not easy to get out there, right? You guys went to the Frank Church. Not many people are going to do that. You had to fly a tiny little plane in there to get there, right? It's like, people know it's there. I don't think you're not telling any secrets.
No, and it's not like we're giving spots away. It's not like we're, we just want to allow people to see what we see in Idaho and why we love it.
Yeah, but is it healing out there because you harvest animals there?
No.
Right?
That's not
is hunting amazing? Is the connection great? But I've heard you talk about it. Like you guys, especially this year, you guys went out and didn't get a damn thing. No, I'm just kidding. No, but
he's not wrong.
No, but every time you guys go out, it's like, man, that was awesome. Like it's like this grounding experience.
Yeah, sure. Even when it sucks, because some of those trips you show me pictures and you're talking about, I'm like, that sounds terrible, bro.
Yeah, it is. But it's so amazing.
It's terribly awesome.
The suck is something, and we all need it. We've had that discussion before. We need to have that hard You got to do hard things, man.
Yeah.
Dude, and
Seriously.
going through that, our Frank Church footage and putting that together, man, like I was getting to the point where we had we'd both harvested, right?
Yeah.
And it's that, like, John's deer wasn't a giant deer, but that, like, the interview with John, like, he started crying and I was crying, like, because it's so emotional. Like, you put in this work and it's not about, like, and even I said it on mine, like, I don't care if it's a 180-inch deer or 120-inch deer. Like, what it's about is the experience that you get to share with your brother, you know, and like, and go through these trials. And man, I'm going through the video and I'm laughing, I'm getting emotional putting this together because I'm like, I'm back there again and remember it. And I want people to watch that and feel that same way.
Yes.
And feel that emotion because that's what I want people to get out of what we put out. And some of our videos would be like that. Some of our stuff is going to be like highlights in the area. Yep. Skiing up at Schweitzer, watching us fall a lot. So you'll get laughs, mountain biking, hitting trees.
But that pheasant hunt we just went on.
Yeah.
I got to go with these guys on a pheasant hunt. It was so I've never done that before. It was so cool.
Yeah.
That was a blast.
Austin brought his son who's young and like what a great way to bring the next generation up and just be outside.
And that's what we want to show. We just want to show people the healing, like you said it perfectly, the healing power of it. Like that trip we did in there was. And that's why we're going back, you know, and we want to document that
for the third time.
Yeah. It's just powerful. And that's what the premise of our platform is.
Well, I appreciate you guys are doing that. And hopefully we'll get to tag. We will make it a priority to go tag along.
We need to do that.
You guys do.
Please.
This is why we're here.
Yeah. Yes.
There's a reason.
Take us.
Even if it's just an overnighter.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Well, we're pushing time, but thank you guys. And if you're out there listening, please look forward to the Next Ridge podcast and videos coming out on this channel. So you'll see them right there. And you can kind of live these journeys with John and Austin. It'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Man, there's healing out there for those listening that are like where some of this hits home. There is something special about this place and this lifestyle. Yeah. How many people come out here and say, I want 100 acres and I want to be by myself. And then they come out here and they're like, all right, I'm actually okay. I actually like people. I forgot how much I like people.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So true.
They're
so true.
There are other good freaking people out here.
Yeah.
Man.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you, boys.
Yeah. Appreciate
you guys.
man.
Appreciate it.
We will catch you on the next ridge.
Well done, Seth.
Yes.
Well done.
Well done.
Later.